Back at it again. Activated podcast. GDQ.
My bad. I'm playing a video.
It's your boy Mac 2301 while Walter figures out which
yeah, my bad. It's your boy Real Walter Ford having technical difficulties. Happy Sunday, y'all. What's going on? It's an interesting day, man. Sunday, November 21st.
We on some not guilty shit today.
Yeah. It's crazy. It's two situations, two court cases. It's like,
well, I mean, everyone saw Kyle coming. I mean, that was the thing is with Ahmaud. I mean, I'll be surprised if they're not guilty. Like, I would be surprised. I'd be surprised because it's so clear cut, but I wouldn't be surprised because that's the justice. That's how it is. But I think people will be way more pissed if the killers of Ahmaud get off. I think it's just a way different.
Oh yeah, 100%, because it's so blatant. It's so blatant.
Well, and they hunted him, and again, it is a race thing, and it is Ahmaud was one of the reasons why people went out last year. And Ahmaud, it went Ahmaud and Breonna and then George Floyd. So Ahmaud is a real, I mean, that was a big motivating factor for people to go out and protest last year.
100%. Real quick, you want to start with the other thing with the short Julius Jones? Is that his name? Did I say his name right?
Yeah, the same thing. Yeah, and with Julius Jones, I know that people have been working for like months trying to get his execution commuted. And I think it's messed up that the Oklahoma governor waited until the day a few hours before, and because
he a bitch. And it took. And think about this, man. It took 100 celebrities, like thousands of people calling them and whatever. And whoever the I don't know exactly the name of the committee, but whoever's the committee that oversees the people that get the death penalty pretty much sent him a letter and said, he doesn't need to get the death penalty anymore. Take him off. We recommend you take him off. And the craziest part is it's overwhelming evidence to say that he didn't do it. And I think they said the person admitted to that, somebody admitted that they did it or something along those lines. And what the governor did was take him off of death row. And what did he give him? Life without possible parole, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, so that's the weird part is that he added. Yeah, that's the weird part is he added saying without parole. So exactly. and Julius Jones maintains his innocence and wasn't involved at all. Like
he wasn't even there.
He wasn't there.
Like the evidence to prove it all.
He was with his family or something like that, like playing games. Yeah, he was eating dinner and playing games at home with his family on the night of the murder. And they like didn't introduce that into the trial, like when it first happened. Like they wouldn't even let him like have the alibi in the trial then. Like 20 years ago or whatever. Yeah. And it's just, I mean, that's the way it is. You know what I mean? That's it. What explains it? CRT. I mean, that's what critical race theory is the law of shit like that happening. And it's a race thing. It totally is. And back then, 20 years ago in Oklahoma, like, come on, bro.
You're done. Yeah, you super done. And then peep game. It was critical race theory explains, I think I've seen this too. It explains how they had to fight for a dude to get off death row that's innocent and let a white kid that murdered 3 people not go to jail at all for anything.
Isn't that crazy, bro? You could bring a gun somewhere, menace people because he was pointing it at people. There's people saying, why did you point that gun at me? To Kyle, they said, hey, didn't you point that gun at me down the street? There's video of it. They put it in the trial. And so you could go bring a gun, point it at people, threaten people. And then when someone just runs after you, because that's all the first guy did was run after Kyle, like, and throw the bag. He didn't even touch the gun. Like he was just running at him. You know what I mean? So if you have a gun and someone runs at you, didn't hit him, nothing, you can shoot them. And then when people try to stop you, you're allowed to shoot all of them.
And then,
if you're white.
And then, fuck that. Your mama don't go to jail for bringing you there, getting you the gun. Nobody you with go to jail. The police don't get in trouble for not arresting you and letting you go to the crib after you kill 3 people. Think about that too. People don't even think about that. They just looking at him.
The judge dismissed his only gun charge. Dismissed the gun charge.
I was literally just gonna say that. Peep game. This nigga got a gun in another state and shot 3 people, and they dismissed. Well, I forgot what you call the charge exactly. Let me look it up real quick.
It's something with owning a gun, like with a barrel length or something like that.
The barrel length was shorter or something like that. It was like the length of the barrel makes it old out by basically what the judge was saying. It's like it's an old, outdated rule.
And they said it was something for hunting or something like. Just they use the law, they nitpick, right? Like a law says something, and then the judge is like, well, I don't believe that. You know what I mean? That's not true. It doesn't fit this. So dismissed. So what does that show the jury right before they go and deliberate? You know what I mean? The judge just dismissed their charge, and they dismissed his ticket early on for being out past curfew.
That's what I was gonna say. He got a gun out past curfew and shot 3 people in another state.
Well, and he technically shot at 4 too. The first dude or the second, it's the dude who kicked him. Like he missed. He almost caught 4 bodies. You know what I mean? And the Gage or whatever. And that's the thing is, the third dude, the guy who got his bicep shot off, had a gun out. He had a pistol out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like so. At that point, I mean, could he have shot Kyle and gotten off? You know what I mean? He hesitated. Like, was the right thing to pop Kyle at that moment? You know what I mean? Because this is gonna happen again. It's gonna happen again at protests. Like, it's a fact. Just the way the country is going, especially in states like that where everybody's strapped. Like everybody's strapped.
Yeah. Like Arizona and Texas and shit, and
Wisconsin, even Oregon, everyone's strapped. Like the only place people really aren't strapped is like California, because you know what I mean. And everybody.
Indiana, shit.
So could he have shot and killed Kyle and gotten off?
That's a good question, bro. I didn't even think about it like that. That's a really good question when you pose it like that. When you flip it, you know what I'm saying? When you flip it. And it's crazy. Okay, let's talk about how crazy the fucking judge is real quick, since we on the Kyle joint. Okay, so that's how it started, right? That was the first day. The judge snapped on the prosecutor, first off, in the first couple days, for a couple days, going in on him. And I wish I feel bad because I don't remember exactly what he said, and I don't want to misquote him. But
no, he said, "Don't get brazen with me." There was a bunch of outbursts. Like he freaked out on him hella times.
And I was watching some, and they said law analysts statistically, when judges yell or raise their voice or snap on one side or the other, the jury is biased, obviously, to that to watching that. You know what I'm saying? Because they look at the judge as the top figure or the top, you know what I'm saying? The judge it's never wrong. So they look at them as like the, you know what I'm saying? The staple of the situation or the anchor.
The authority.
And,
by him yelling and being aggressive towards one side, it creates a perception that they're the presumed guilty ones, or
they're wrong. Yeah, they're incorrect. Maybe not guilty, but they're incorrect.
Yeah.
So it's like, and he did it hella times. Real quick, excuse me, 2 seconds.
No, you good. I just feel like that shit is, I don't know, that shit is just so I don't want to say it's so scripted, but like this shit is just so.
It's cartoonish. I think that's the best way to explain it.
I wouldn't even call it cartoonish, bro. It's just so predictable. Like I don't put nothing past any of these court cases. Like I don't put it past it that they modified an old rule to drop a gun charge, to a fair ruling to drop a gun charge. I don't find it surprising that the judge was pretty much being biased towards one side. I don't find it hard to believe that, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, none of that stuff.
Bro, real quick, let's stay on Kyle, but we can't get past either the little white boy that's 20 years old that just got eight months of probation for raping 4 girls. You know what I'm saying? Like, think about that. Like, that's crazy. Like, this dude just killed 3 people. This dude just raped 4 people. And ain't nobody going to jail. Like, think about that. And this black folk going to jail for like standing. They're like, nigga, are you existing? Come like, oh, come here. Hold on. Come turn around. They literally, in a video just came out of a little boy, my bad, he a teenager, excuse me. He like a teenager. He driving, doing his job. He's delivering newspapers. And so somebody called him. It's like, it's a black guy here in my neighborhood. He needs to be checked. Police pull up on him. Oh no, it's not a police. It's a dude that's not a police officer, or he's off duty. He starts following him, follows him to a gas station, pull his gun on him, and then he like, when I see black people in my neighborhood, that's I think you're doing something. You know what I'm saying? You doing this. I think you stealing or doing this or something like that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, think about that. Like, you doing your job and you killing 3 people or raping folk. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just crazy, like the dynamic of it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
well, and a lot of the
it's so extreme. Like, it's so extreme. Like, and it's so blatant too. My bad for cutting you.
No. A lot of the Trumpers are pointing to another case that happened yesterday. Andrew Coffey 4. He was defending himself and his girlfriend. He fired shots at sheriff's deputies when they tried to do an early morning raid in 2017. And so the jury found him not guilty because of, self-defense. But the one charge he got found guilty for was being a felon in possession of a firearm, and he can serve up to 30 years for that. So they're trying to say, oh, self-defense, look, it's not a race thing. He's black and he got off and he shot at cops. But the one charge he gets hit for, it's up to 30 years.
Because of the cops. And the only reason why it even became a thing is because of the cops.
Because of the cops came in. Yeah.
That's right.
And that's funny
right. What's that name again? What's his name again?
It's Andrew Coffey 4, so IV. You know what I mean, like the 4th.
Yeah, the 4th. Yeah. Okay, yeah. I was like, when you say 4, I'm
I didn't. My brain's off. Like his name. Andrew Coffey the 4th. Yeah, my brain's off. But yeah.
Okay, yeah. Okay, I'm gonna look that up. That's crazy. That's wild. That's wild. That's what I mean. When you realize a lot of people on certain political stances, all of their standpoints and sources are usually really illogical or irrelevant, or don't even have anything to do with the subject,
right. Well, it's
or delusional, or it's just imaginary.
It's the thing with Rosenbaum where they're like, he's a pedophile, so it's great that Kyle shot and murdered a child rapist, is what they say. You know what I mean? But it doesn't matter who or what that person was before, because they would say or find a reason to make an excuse if it was anybody. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter. Oh, great. It's great that they shot and killed that person. You know what I mean? It's the same with Anthony Huber. He had prior charges, the guy who hit Kyle with the skateboard. And they're like, well, you know what I mean? He's a woman beater. So it's great that Kyle shot and killed him. But it doesn't matter because they find anything to be.
It doesn't matter because that's not Kyle's place. That's not Kyle's place to judge.
It's not even that. It's just they find any reason to latch on to define why people should be treated a certain way. Oh man, these black people is acting up. They deserve to get pulled over and beat the fuck up and killed in jail and lost and hung and stuff. You see what they doing? You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing.
Well, to move to Ahmaud, that's why they thought that they had those 3 fucking KKK, white nationalists, white supremacist, racist murderers. That, you know what I mean? They thought they could do whatever they wanted. He was going in the house, so we could follow him and hunt him and lynch him.
Did anybody watch real quick before we go to that one? Because the judges are totally different and it's crazy. I want to talk about that before we get to the other. Real quick. So the judge in the Kyle case, you knew that it was gonna be you knew how it was gonna go because of the picture that came out, which you was talking about, Q. That was really important. Like, it's a picture that came out, and it's the judge, it's the person that's on trial for murder, and then I don't know who else was in it. It was like the bailiff.
It was the defense attorney. It was Kyle's defense attorney. Yeah.
And the defense attorney, excuse me. Think about that. The judge, a person who's on trial for murder behind the judge, sitting behind the judge, leaning like, and they watching this. Bro, have you ever seen in the history of ever a person, anybody, fuck the person that's on trial, anybody sit behind the judge or stand behind the judge? You know what I'm saying? Like, ever?
He got in such a comfortable set in such a comfortable way.
Bro, they put all the jurors.
It's not so much as like them sitting together, you know what I'm saying? Like it's
yes, it is.
How comfortable. It's just how well, I mean, yeah, it's how comfortable it is. Like, they're all nonchalantly like sitting, the judge is nonchalantly sitting next to a murderer watching TV.
Exactly. And we also forgot to mention at the beginning, the judge said that you can't talk about the people that got killed as protesters. You can call them rioters and looters, though.
No, not protesters. You couldn't call them victims.
Victims, excuse me.
And they say, oh, well, that's how it is in all the court cases. You can't call them victims.
Because it's such a quote unquote a loaded word.
Yeah, it's a loaded word. Yada yada yada. But I mean, that's what it is. That's it. It just, the law is very arbitrary. We live in the country with the most laws in the whole world. We live in, every city is occupied by a militarized force, the police. Every city, every single city. 60 years ago, like, the number of SWAT teams was very small. Now every city has SWAT with big old Bearcats, with military. I mean, they use military surplus weapons. So it's like, I mean, and we just pick and choose laws, and they make laws, and they're all arbitrary, and you go to a different state and the law is different there. You know what I mean? So it's just, it's all very, very, very arbitrary. And that's how, like, Kyle Rittenhouse is able to do what he does, you know what I mean? Because it's so arbitrary and because it differs so much, that, like, people like Kyle Rittenhouse and George Zimmerman get off because they operate within the confinement of what we say is the law. So they make up this self-defense thing. So self-defense really is, if you're scared, you better act and kill someone before they kill you. That's basically what it is. Because it's the same thing with Gage and Kyle. Could Gage have shot Kyle with the pistol at that moment? Because Kyle was pointing the gun around him. Kyle had just shot multiple people. So was Gage within his right to shoot Kyle? A jury probably would have found Gage guilty or something like that. You know what I mean? Guaranteed, just because.
Really quick, didn't the one who kicked Kyle while he was on the ground or whatever, didn't he get charged?
So the first guy that kicked Kyle on the ground, no, he didn't get charged or anything. The second guy hit Kyle with the skateboard and got shot and killed. And then the third guy was Gage with the handgun, who Who knows? Like, you know what I mean? Who knows? And it's just arbitrary, you know what I mean? And so then you get people like the judge, and I mean, it's just a fucking kangaroo court. They're just doing whatever they want. And Kyle gets off because the law is so arbitrary, you know what I mean? That he just says the right things, and the prosecutor is so bad, the prosecutor basically gave them the case that he gets off.
Yeah, he was, I ain't gonna lie to you, he was trash. I was watching that shit. I said, yo, what are you talking about? Why are you not putting it together? He wouldn't seem confident.
Because he works for the government. He works for the same exact government, bro. You can't, like I said, you don't.
I feel you, but the Ahmaud Arbery, the state prosecutor over there is killing him.
Same with the Chauvin trial. Same.
I feel you.
She was cooking Travis McMichael. I was watching that shit. He was shook, boy. He was in there sweating.
Travis McMichael definitely looked like the kid that didn't have a high IQ in school either, too. So
yeah, he was like, I was doing self-defense, and I had my rifle. And by the way, the judge in like I was saying real quick before we get into him, the judge in that case is way more fair, and you could tell the difference. It's like blatantly you could tell the difference, because the lawyers for William Bryant, his lawyer racist as hell. What'd you say?
I say it's because he's not falling for the fuck shit. Like, I know what you're trying to do. He said it from the very beginning.
Yeah.
He said it from the very beginning. I see that there's a little bit of bias in the jury selection and all that kind of stuff, like a biased racism in the juries. Like, he knew what it was from the get-go. And then when it became the Jesse Jackson and Al Sharpton, he was like, listen, I didn't even know these people were in here until you said something. Nobody in this court knew that they were in here until you said something. Now, if they're in here and they're not causing a problem, I'm not finna kick them out. No, that's not how this works in here. Anybody's allowed to enter this courtroom, under the grounds that they behave and act civilized, and whatever.
And I'm sorry that I don't know this lawyer's name. I need to find out his name. I need to look it up. His name, but whatever his name.
I thought it was a female. I thought Ahmaud Arbery's was a female.
No, you're talking about the defense attorney, right?
I'm talking about the defense attorney. Yeah, who I'm talking about. I know who you're talking about. Who I'm talking about, the racist dude is the
defense attorney.
Yeah, he's the defense attorney for Roddy Bryant, the dude that took the video and followed him with the truck the first time, and or the second time, like whatever. So that dude, it was his lawyer. That was his lawyer that said, and what he said exactly was, I don't want to see any more black pastors in this courtroom. It's close to that or to the T. I don't want any more black pastors in this courtroom. How many pastors does one family need? Think about what he said. Think about this. How many pastors does one family need? This nigga just got killed, and they in court, and they just showed him getting his arm blown off. And he like, how many? You know what I'm saying? Like, think about that. Like, think about what they think about black people, fam. And it's like people people don't even look that deep into it. Like, he really said that out loud in court. It's like written down. Like, they got like a person recording. So they don't want no black people in here. How many pastors do they need? And then he named black pastors, and then said that these black pastors are scaring the jurors. Think about that. It's what is it? I forgot the exact word, like pressure or bias or something like that, like intimidation. He's talking about people that are praying to God are intimidating. Think about break that down, bro. Like, that's, wow.
It's funny because people are he says that, and it's like people are basically praying to God. It's like, bro, so you're condemning them for practicing the very religion that you put on them?
Man, bro. But it's just, that's crazy. But it's just crazy, like how
so I mean, no, like, just to add on, like, think about that. Yeah. Think about that. Like, Christianity was, not to get
it's a colonial. Christianity is a colonial European religion.
So
Yes.
you sit there and you put
well, at
that
least
on.
it's used in that way. It's like a tool.
Yeah.
The first Bible is the Ethiopian Bible.
Right. I mean, but
they use it as a
modern,
tool. It's like
for modern Christianity,
Constantine,
and for
switch around.
or how about this? The version of Christianity that this prosecutor is talking about in court is the same religion that his very race put on these black people. So now you sit here and you try to use that as an it's like, oh, they're scaring or intimidating the jury, and it's like it's the same religion that you created.
This is pride in general, man. It's pastors, man. Like I understand, like he can't. I can even feel him if he's like, "Yo, it's the Black Panther Party in there," and they like, you know what I'm saying? Because they in there looking militarized and stuff. Like, all right, I guess, like, or if it's just some gangster dudes in there, like, yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, all right, they looking, you know what I'm saying? Like, if it's 17 Crips in there, I'm like, all right, maybe they looking intimidating. But this, you talking about some pastors, fam? Like, anyway, so to get past that, bro, it's like,
pastors that ain't never had a non-violent bone in their body. Like you ain't never heard Al Sharpton being with the shits.
The pastor small as hell, man. Anyway.
You know what I'm saying? Like you ain't never heard Al Sharpton being with the shits. You ain't never really heard Jesse Jackson really being with the shits. He was there when the shit go down.
It's like these two old ass dudes, man. What they intimidate anyway. So what was it? Well, I wanted to say something real quick about the the Travis McMichael dude, man. Which they had him on the stand, bro. Have y'all seen it? I know you seen it. You seen
the video of him? They're asking him questions, and he was like, "No, he wasn't a threat. No, he didn't. He didn't engage us. No, he didn't have a weapon. No, did he say anything to you guys, or did he engage?" He said no to a lot of things, and it basically proved. Well, I mean, it didn't prove. It
was pretty much.
It just solidified what. It just solidified the facts.
It solidified. It should have solidified the case.
Well, let's just be happy that they're so dumb that they recorded it. Like, if they didn't record them doing it, like, it would be way more of a gray area. You know what I mean? Like, they would just make up and say whatever.
I don't even think it'd been the case. I don't even think it'd been the case had
they recorded their own murdering, right, of Ahmaud,
had
right?
They not recorded it wouldn't have been a case, bro.
Oh yeah, it went over with. It wouldn't even have been on TV, fam. Yeah, it wouldn't even on TV.
Yeah, so
he said they recorded their own murder and all this. Like, think about how goofy.
Because you know what would have happened? You know what happened? They'd have said he hung himself.
Right. Or they would have said he attacked them, and then there's no video or something. Right.
Nah. They gonna try to pull.
He was a burglar, like they saying. No, you didn't watch the court case, bro. They said they killed him because he was a burglar.
Right. So they were saying they were trying to make a citizen's arrest. Right.
Okay. So he said, real quick, my bad for cutting you off. They was trying to make a citizen's arrest that time. And the reason they were making a citizen's arrest, and this is how she got. So I was watching how they got up to that part that you just explained. So they said the neighbor, the person who owned the crib, somebody had got something stolen there. He had got his gun. Travis McMichael got a gun stolen 35 days before. They said somebody got something stolen out of their boat in that crib. She was like, "Did you call them? Did you call the person who owned the house? Did you call anybody?" It's like, "Nah." And then they said he had saw Ahmaud 2 weeks before or sometime before. Excuse me, I don't know the exact time. I'm pretty sure 2 weeks beforehand. He said he saw him. He flashed his lights at him. And he said Ahmaud pulled up his shirt like he had a gun or something and then just kept running or something like that. So he was like, I thought he had a gun. And then, so the day of, he said his dad came in, shook him, he was excited. He said, it's the guy. He went outside, or he went and got his gun. He said he got his shotgun, went outside, got in the car. Then this is Travis McMichael explaining this. He said, I pulled up to the side of him. I said, nah. And she getting him to tell it too. It's not like him just telling it. She's like, okay, and then what happened? And then this, and then this. And he said, I walked up to him Oh, I slid to the side of him. I said, "Hey, excuse me, what are you doing?" or something like that. And then he said he turned around and started running the other way. And she was like, "So then, could you have just kept going, or called the police, or not did anything, or called somebody?" He was like, "Yes, yes, yes." He's like, and then I turned around, and then I put the car in reverse, and then he turned down another street. She was like, "So then, was that 2 times that you did that he didn't want to talk to you?" He was like, "Yes." And then that's when the Roddy dude, the dude that recorded it, he tried to hit him with his truck or something, and Travis McMichael was like, "So I saw him running, and I saw him engaging with this truck, and he was engaging with the truck. So I was like, he's doing weird. I know he's doing something weird. I need to investigate." I said, "How do a dude running engage a fucking truck? What does that even mean?" Anyway, and then he explained that, and then the rest is on the video. And then that's when she got him to explain all those things. And then she was like, "So are you telling me that he talked to you, like you said, 3, he was 3 times he didn't talk to you. He ran the other way. He didn't have a gun. He didn't move." And it's crazy how we still don't know. Like you said, Q. Like, it's fucking crazy how it's like.
I was wondering if Delaney passed out or something.
I thought he was in the bathroom or something.
Nah, because I'm just sitting here. I'm just sitting here, just recapping or taking everything in. I'm like, bro.
Yeah.
I just don't. I don't.
All of that, and we still don't know if they're going to jail.
Man,
that's the fucked up part, man.
I just wonder how many. How many times in history like that has happened? You know what I mean? Where just hundreds, thousands of times, millions of times, where they think that you know what I mean? Where a group of white dudes think that they could just go hunt and kill a black person because they think, oh, they're being a criminal. We're taking matters into our own hands. My God, man. And
it's a picture, and I think it's like 1920 or 30, and it's in Marion, Indiana, and they got 2 dudes hanging. It's a famous picture. The people getting hung, and they like having a party around them. That was 100 years ago. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not that long ago.
It's really like, not.
We live into 80, 70, 80 and shit. Like that. What's 1 1/4 of a person ago?
I mean, it's like and you think about like Emmett Till, like that wasn't that long ago. Like Emmett Till wasn't long at all. And I mean, it's freezing.
It's 3 generations, give or take.
What was it in the 50s? It was in the 50s, right? So I mean,
that's one part.
That's like 70 years ago. Yeah.
They still alive, fam.
Well, the girl is still alive, yes, and she lied, and there's still no consequences. Throw that old ass lady in jail, like, you know what I mean? Like,
come on,
Hanger. Skip that. I ain't gonna hold you. I'm too cold blooded with it now. Hanger. She ain't gonna do nothing but turn to dust anyways when she do.
But that's the thing is like that's the thing is it can happen and you can admit it later on and then there's still no consequences.
Don't hang her, but put her on death row.
That's the whole thing about with double jeopardy. It's like you can't be charged for this.
But it's not double jeopardy for her. She wasn't on trial in the first place, right?
On trial ever. Yeah, she never was on trial.
So
did she? I'll say I don't actually ever.
She never went on trial.
Did she ever go to? Did she ever testify?
I don't know, but double jeopardy is like Kyle. Kyle can't ever be tried again for the same charges with the state. He's gonna get hit with civil lawsuits out the ass.
So long ago.
Oh, the thing about Kyle is y'all see that Tucker's gonna air an interview tomorrow, like a whole fucking docu-series, like a whole ass fucking long video of they were embedded with Kyle the whole time during the trial. Fox News was like right there with him the entire time. And even the defense attorney was like, didn't like that Fox was just like always following them and stuff. So Tucker Carlson is doing a video with Kyle. Yeah.
Tucker Carlson.
Because why? I mean, we know they're going to use it like that fool is going to become a millionaire and then become some type of congressman or whatever. And I can't think of anyone who is a bigger hero to those people than Kyle besides Trump right now. Like,
oh, 100%.
It's Kyle and Trump right now. I swear to God.
Like, and it's more Kyle than Trump, fam.
Because Kyle did what they all want to do.
And got away with it. And also, and again, Kyle is more popular than Trump, fam. It's more people that fuck with guns than fuck with Trump.
You said what?
And they love the idea of self-defense.
Killing black people. Yeah.
That's the main thing they use. It's self-defense. This motherfucker brought the gun, was menacing people, lied, said he was an EMT, was pointing it at a bunch of people the entire time. Self-defense, you can go and create the violence and then claim self-defense.
Exactly.
So they love that. It's the number one. Like, you cannot get more heroic than Kyle.
Hey, let's go punch it. Let's go punch a cop.
It's America, man. It's America, man.
Let's go punch a cop, and then as soon as they start to get ready to attack us, like self-defense.
It's like you said, bro. It's like the generic American hero story elements, man. It got to do with gun,
protecting property.
It got to do with protecting property, and which is ultimately really money, and it got to do with fighting a perceived bad guy or something like that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like all of those elements.
And liberals. I mean, it's killing the libs, owning the libs. That's what they want to do.
Like the bad guys in like the America. It's, you know what I'm saying? Whoever the bad guy is, whether it's terrorists, libs.
Oh, right.
You know what I'm saying? Fucking communists, China. You know what I'm saying? Whoever whoever that is.
Right. It's super American. Grab our guns and go kill them.
Yeah, exactly.
And then be like, and create the situation. Americans love to create the situation and then be like, well, they made me do it.
Instigate. Yeah. Instigate the fuck out of it too. Like, not even a little bit. Like, I'm gonna bring a whole gun. I'm underage.
And that's the thing, is like the only person to shoot people that night was Kyle. Like, that's the only person. Everyone was strapped there, everyone, and Kyle was the only one to shoot and kill someone. So, but so with Ahmaud, the closing arguments begin on Monday, and we were talking about before, it's possible we see a verdict, but doubt it because of Thanksgiving, which is a dumb holiday, but I think they'll take it off. You know what I mean? They'll probably take Thursday off and Friday, most likely. So
there's nothing. I guarantee you, a decision won't be made until next week. Until
the following week, right after Thanksgiving.
Yeah. And it's crazy, man. It's just so blatantly crazy. And he was talking about some stuff like, I've pulled the gun down, and it's my training to shoot and investigate. And I don't.
Yeah. Don't forget that their dad was a cop. Yeah, he was a cop too. So,
but she used that against him. She was like, "Okay, wasn't your father a police officer for 30 years? So were either of y'all a police officer at the time? Why didn't y'all call the police?"
Yeah, but I haven't seen it. Did the defense attorney be like, "Well, you're a cop, so does that mean you have to protect property and stop crime?"
No, they would go on that. The defensive stance was self-defense. That's pretty much what
of course it's self-defense. Like, and you also can create the situation and then say self-defense.
Hey, peep this. So they also really smart too. So this is why he did that Black Pastor shit. I meant to say this. And the state attorney is a genius because she called it out. And she was like, yo, this dude is brilliant. Because what he did, and this was right before the last day right before the closing argument. So that's when he was like, black pastors, I want no more black pastors here, blah, blah, blah. And she was like, so I'll explain what she said. She said, this dude right here, whatever his name is, he's a good lawyer. He was brilliant because this is what he did and this is what they're trying to do. because what he's done every day is try to get a mistrial. He made a motion for mistrial every single day. And so he was like, black pastors, I don't want them here, and all this shit. And then 100 black pastors showed up, or 200, 300 black pastors showed up. So then she was like, so what he did was he knew he was on television, and he knew that he was going to create a reaction. And then he's using that reaction to try to file a mistrial. So what he said was, if you look outside, you see all these people standing outside and protesting and marching and blah, blah, blah. And that's creating pressure on the court and on the jury. So we need to do a mistrial. So she was like, he created the situation and then is using the situation to try to create a mistrial in this case. She's like, that's brilliant, but that's blah, blah, blah. And I was like, that's crazy that they know that it's over with, that they got to go to that tactics like that. You know what I'm saying? Because they know what black folks is finna do. You know what I'm saying? It's like some social, I think the word is social engineering, when you use people's, like when you know how people are gonna react to something or something, you use that against them or something like that. Anyway, it's just crazy. It's just crazy how they gotta go to that shit to try to win this case because it's so blatant.
I agree. Yeah, it's ridiculous. And I think, if they get found not guilty, I do think you'll see, like we said last week, you'll see a way different response than Kyle. You saw a lot of people upset that Kyle are not guilty. A lot of people, you saw some mobilization in some cities, but if Ahmaud gets off, I mean, it'll be the biggest thing since last summer. Or not Ahmaud, the killers of Ahmaud get off. It'll be the biggest thing since last summer, for sure. I mean, people are going to be so rightfully extremely angry, and it doesn't help that Kyle also got off at that point at the same time. And then actually Kim Potter, the cop that killed Dante Wright just a few months ago, maybe in like April in Brooklyn Center, her trial is about to start.
So
jury selection begins in 2 weeks for her trial.
And it's gonna probably be on TV too. Hey, real quick.
The judge said no and then reversed and said yes.
Okay, that's why.
So it will be televised, yeah. But I have no more left to say if y'all want to.
I do real quick because I forgot to add this because I didn't want to talk too much. They let Kyle Rittenhouse. He let him put all the jurors in a box and let him choose which jurors are going to be, which 12 jurors he's going to have. He got to select 6 out of the box, and they let him pick that. I said, if this ain't the most video game now on TNT, man, that's all I gotta say. You ain't never show me any time in the history of court a nigga choosing his jury. Excuse me, but show me the history of court any person of color ever choosing a jury or sitting behind a judge. Show me that. Black, if and we can end on this too, man. I seen this. I know y'all all seen this too. He was a black kid that was 17 that went to anywhere and at any time doing anything and killed 3 people. He wouldn't even made it home. He wouldn't even left the place. He wouldn't even left where he was standing at. And everybody know that.
My bad. I was responding to some Kyle Rittenhouse trollers in here in our comment section.
That's cool.
My bad. Motherfuckers I love when people want to bring religion into it, like you're possessed by the devil, God is watching you, repent your behavior and idolization. Basically supporting that Kyle's
whoever that is. Man, whoever that is.
He was like,
trust somebody who parents got a mental illness, bro. That be off.
He said let me say this person, because I don't know if it's a he or a she or they or whatever they want to identify nowadays. What letter? You're a clown. He said you're a clown. They say you're a clown and you're possessed by the devil. God is watching you repent your idolizations and demonic behavior. You're following the devil and his minions and not God and his angels. And I'm like, okay. First of all, we're the clowns, right? We're the clowns, but you follow us. But you follow these clowns.
I know you watching though. You looking at it.
But so I was like, so what does that say about you? Being that you follow us. But I was like, but go take your God, and I'll put it in yours, and go somewhere else, because I'm sure the God that you speak of wrote a commandment that says, thou shalt not kill. So if we're keeping that same energy, then I think you need to go deliver this sermon. I think you need to go deliver this sermon at Kyle Rittenhouse.
Yeah, exactly. I ain't killed nobody, fam. Talking about, come on now. Yeah. I mean, but like, again, though, man, people like that is just off. He ain't talking about that. But anyway, on that note, arrest the killers of Breonna Taylor. They still walking around.
Well, they're still cops. Most of them are.
Yeah, they're still cops. I mean,
well, one of them isn't, but they're trying to get their job back.
For now, I'll just say for now.
So yeah,
I think they denied it though. I think they already denied it.
Yeah, but, it's your boy GDQ.
It's your boy
Real. Stay schmactivated.
It's your boy Mac 2301. Yeah, be safe. Happy upcoming holidays. I ain't gonna say happy Thanksgiving because sound like a murder to me.
Yeah.
Word to Jay-Z.
Happy family come together day. Let's say that. Family come together. Have fun coming together with the family. Let's say that.
Yeah. Happy times where you can spend time with the family. Happy time of the year where you can spend time with the family.
Happy off work day.
Shit. Shit, for who?
I know, right?
I mean, it's
This is America.
Right back at it.
About you motherfuckers.
It's different now too. On Black Friday, they asked us. It doesn't even start on Friday. It starts on Thanksgiving, the same damn day. The same day.
You're right. It starts all open at 6 p.m. now. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, this is America. You know the thing about you motherfuckers,
bro. Almost 800,000 people dead in it. Almost 2 years, and we still at it, baby. Come on, Black Friday. Gotta hurry up and.
He said, "Come on, Black Friday."
Hey,
y'all, we out of here.
Black is bold. Black is beautiful. Black is gold. Black is not Friday.
Oh, dude. Boop.
Hey, it's your boy Mac. We out here. We love y'all. Be safe. Boop.